nobody does it quite like me. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everyone? Hey,
We got a new
Popcorn.
follower.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Phone on. Is that a fan account or is that phone on, phone on? Nice shirt, thank you. It's inspected. Um, it's been a minute. I took Sunday off. Um, it's kind of funny if that's. Did you watch the FH6 trailer? I did. It was pretty cool to see. It was pretty cool to see chromatically being used like that. Chat, should I use the redone AMA redeem to ask Haywyre about letting the community make V-Day edits of him? What? A phone on, phone on. Phone on, phone on here. Yo, what's going on? I love inspected shirts, man. Me too. The quality is so nice. Um, Everything they make lasts a long time too, which I can really appreciate. It's something that you think about more and more as you get older. Like, man, this shirt's been treating me well for a long time. Yeah, it's a good winter T-shirt because it's got like a little bit of thickness to it. Um, I know I'm getting giving Ryan free inspected ads right now. Um, but yeah, sorry you guys. I'm a little like I don't know how to put it. I feel like my brain's been a bit overwhelmed recently, and it's gonna take me a minute to kind of like turn on my streaming brain because I took a little mini break, taking Sunday off. So, but anyways, thanks for coming to hang out. And by the way, phone on, I still owe you a response. I think you mentioned that you hit me up on Discord, and I'll hit you back on there. But either way, the plan for today is to get back on schedule. Maybe work on some album stuff. Actually, first couple of things I was thinking about, I was kind of doing some chores this morning. I spent like 3 hours on the phone discussing freaking taxes and accounting for 2025, and my brain is fried from that. It is a foreign world to me, and I'm doing my best. But anyways, so I feel like I'm kind of like in this organizational uh plane now. I was thinking about maybe working on my template a little bit. Maybe I re-downloaded the newest update of Nest's the serum presets that Nest does, because I forgot it's actually a really cool model where it's a one-time purchase and then he keeps adding presets to it, which is kind of gangster that he does it that way. But I haven't downloaded any of the new presets since I bought it, which was probably in 2023. So there's probably some cool stuff in there that I'd love to explore. And I thought that might be a fun way to just get the gears turning a little bit. Hold on, I also got to get my Stream Deck app going. Let's see, Stream Deck. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a solid weekend. Don't you want to be my Valentine? I remember one year, I think it was like 2017 or something. There was some obsession with creating Haywyre Valentine cards. I never understood where that came from. Pretty sure Bash had something to do with it. But that was jokes. Extremely jokes. It's because you're so handsome. Thanks, Phonon. Why is everyone so positive in my streams? We gotta recruit like one person that is a Haywyre enthusiast that we can use to balance out all the positivity. Yo, your songs suck. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Rancid hater phone on. Actually, that would be great. It would be funny if you turn into a hater, because then I could screenshot your messages and post them on Twitter, and we can start a fake Twitter war. Phone on. Stupid ass quotes. Hold on. I'm screenshotting this. Hold on. Okay. Exposed. I knew you never liked me. Not a Twitter war. Are we trying to discredit this man at this time? No, he's cool. I mean, it makes me feel a little better, because sometimes things are too positive and it kind of freaks me out, because like it feels like a little bit of an imposter syndrome thing, you know? Or maybe that's not the right word. It feels a little hard to believe when it's all positive, you know? I also haven't been in the studio for the last couple days. I spent a little bit of time in the studio working on Superpower. That track is coming along really well. Pretty excited how the album's shaping up at the moment. A lot of artwork meetings going on. A single art is developing. So there's a lot of good stuff going on. The only negative thing about your songs is that they aren't long enough. 5-hour minimum. Imagine I took every single song and then I warped the length to maximize at 5 hours. Then, you know, that'd be one way of approaching it. Well, that's kind of too long, man. All right. Listen, we've been joking around enough. It's time to get serious. It's time to get real. What do I mean by real? It is time to get in the DAW. Into the DAW. Okay. Well, here's the updated download of Nest stuff. So let's take a little gander. Ooh, there's serum effect patches here too. Cool. I can't wait to try that out. Let's take a look. Okay, a little bit of a more basic patch. Ooh, this one's interesting. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, this one's fun. It's this mask. Isn't that a Tennyson song? It's something like that. I don't remember exactly which track it is. Why don't we switch up the tempo? Let's go to something more like 90 and grab some kind of random cone sound loop to use just to explore some of these presets. I need to start the day kind of slow and work my way towards album stuff. So I just got to get my brain kind of like into the zone. Let's start with this. Cool. It's kind of a fun little synth. Let's keep exploring. Don't know exactly what the purpose of this OGT was, but... Sounds like a great patch to write some cheesy chords with. Hello, what's going on, Chairboar? I can't believe I didn't know you streamed. This is the best thing ever. I feel like I was just making some Wii music. All right, hold on. Not too crazy about this one. It's got some cool qualities to it though, for sure. What the hell? Ooh. I like this one. Why is that reverb? I'm so confused. Where's this decay coming from? It sounds like there's some kind of crazy delay going on, but there's no delay in the effects. Or, oh, there it is. Never mind. I forgot about the buses in Serum too. It's the polyrhythm dude. It is indeed. I do like this patch a lot too. What if we made a mono? Kind of a fun little triplet thing, maybe. Let's try to do something with that for a moment. Quantize it real quick. Hopefully.
Redacted question mark.
Oh, hit me with the redacted question. It's, well, to be fair, all things considered, what's happening right now, it feels like you're playing into the times there with the redacted question. All right, let's keep looking for some presets here. Maybe we'll find something cool. I already know I like these, but Actually, hold on. Let me try to map the note the opposite way. What's the latency for you, by the way, Haywyre? Every time I want to record stuff in Ableton via MIDI, I have a 2 to 3 second delay, so it makes it unusable. There's several things you can do to try to optimize for latency. One of the most obvious things, and first things that most people will recommend, check out your buffer size. What you're able to set here largely depends on your computer specs. I've got a pretty maxed out Mac Studio that's able to handle most of my project files around 64 samples, if not lower. I think I was doing 32 for some time, but that's pretty. That's not super normal. It also depends on what VSTs you're using. You know, there's some VSTs that are super CPU heavy. Also helps to turn off other background software. You know, right now, for example, if I were to shut down OBS, I think that would probably help my CPU a little bit. Also, your processing chains. You know, keeping your processing chains small and light and sticking to native plugins tends to help a lot. But I will say, pretty much any project will get to a point, for me at least, where I just can't really play on it anymore. And that's because eventually I like hearing what things sound like when they might be like fully mixed and mastered with some effects on the master. And at that point, there's really not much you could do. Once you have latency on your master, you're kind of screwed. But there's other settings too. There's like reduced latency when monitoring is awesome. Normally, this is my understanding at least, normally Ableton will delay every track based on the amount of latency you're experiencing. So let's say you have like one track in your Ableton project file that has like tons of latency. It has to correct all the other tracks to be the same amount of latency. Otherwise, everything will sound out of sync. But if you select reduce latency when monitoring, I believe that it eliminates that for whatever track you have armed. And that can help a lot. I might be misinterpreting that, but that can help regardless of what it does exactly. Pretty sure that's what it does, but regardless, it does help if you're like trying to jam out while working on a song. Delay compensation does something else too. Hold on. Here it says toggles latency compensation on and off for tracks which have input monitoring on. When enabled, input monitoring tracks will have the lowest possible latency, but may be out of sync. Right. Okay. So that's kind of how I was interpreting it. But anyways, that's just some pointers. Arnold, you made a command for Phonon. I love that. It's not just any Phonon, by the way. This is Phonon. This is Phonon. Not just Phonon. Okay, let's keep looking. And these are old presets. I wanted to go through some of the new ones, but I got distracted. Interesting. This is giving me like, what's that song? Tom Sawyer vibes. Also, what a legendary odd time signature riff. Or that's 7.8 or 7.4 or whatever. So based. I agree. It's got a cool sound. I wonder what this sounds like without the delay. Just getting major power chord vibes here. This is cool. This screams Flume to me. Cool. Whoa, what the hell was that? This one's freaking out my CPU for some reason. That's interesting. Let's keep looking. It sounds like it could be some kind of like poppy tech house. Damn it, I lost the flow. But that's a fun patch. Kind of a little bit of a fluty quality to this one. Kind of like a pan flute type thing. The kicks in your project were doing a 4-3 against my kicks in Ableton. It's cracking me up. This is my first time, I think, seeing you in my chat, and you're instantly talking about polyrhythms. Just funny. Actually, it's kind of weird that you're here, because this morning I was like, I don't know why, I was doing some chores. I was like vacuuming my living room, and I kept like hearing polyrhythms in my head, or not polyrhythms, more like metric modulation stuff, which I don't think I have much of that on my album right now, so it might be a sign to get some more metric modulation in the album. We gotta do follow-up. Yo, groovy music, what's up? Thank you. Pan flute is such a silly name. I like to imagine someone blowing into a frying pan. Yeah. What kind of pan flute? Is it a non-stick pan flute? That's how I prefer my flutes non-stick. Yeah, it's an interesting sound. You know, this is a really sick technique though that I learned from watching Nest videos, is the key tracking mechanism for the filters when you tune it to 440 is really cool. Huh, not my favorite sound. Ooh. Let's do something like, we could try to do something liquidy, like liquid drum and bass with this. Let's go to like 172 or something. I don't know. Whoops, hold on. Try that again. Okay, I think because I'm lazy right now, I'm just sketching random stuff. I'm just gonna grab, yeah, something really sick like this, and I'm just gonna slice drums to new MIDI track. Or did I do that wrong? I did. Hold on. I meant to do slice to new MIDI track. That's what I wanted. Okay, I'm just trying to isolate some of these sounds here. It's not my favorite layout for these drums, so maybe I could try to change it a little bit so I can like play these a little bit better. Most of it is just repeated sounds anyways. So let's go to, let's see, MIDI effects, pitch. Let's put this up a couple octaves so it's kind of closer to my, or down a couple octaves, I guess. Okay, let's move this thing here. We'll get rid of the hi-hat sound for this one. We'll make this one only a little accent snare. Nice. Keep this one kick drum. We got one hi-hat here. Another hi-hat, shorter one. Like this. Oh, they're all play. I think they're all on the same choke at the moment as well. So I gotta fix that up as well. Where's the in out? Oh yeah, they're all on choke 1. I don't want them on any choke. It's just okay, much better. Oh, whoops. I was just imagining a little bit of filter movement here. Yeah, something like this. Something weird is going on. I feel like I have more delay on this than I should. I don't know why. Maybe these are like slightly off. No, it looks like it's... I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. There's 0 samples in the master. This should be super low latency, but it doesn't feel that way for some reason. Maybe it's because some of the samples are slightly off. Like this one. That feels better. That feels pretty good. Okay. Nice. Let's get a basic hi-hat pattern going. I think maybe if we go some double felt might be nice. Okay. So anyway, it might be kind of nice to have some strings here. Unless Contact crashes my project for no reason. Nah, we're good. Very cheesy up in here. I'm just rolling with the vibes. See what happens. Kind of want them to like swell more. I wish it was let's try this one. No. You just have a little gentle tremolo in the background. Find Nemo. Now we need some bass. Try another one. Pretty cool. I think we can try to use this outline to sketch some other stuff too. Let's grab this piano, maybe riff on something new. dark, but it's got a cool vibe to it. I wonder if I could try to like, I like having all the control over the chords, but maybe I could layer at least another, like a string element to this to make it a little more interesting. So let's maybe add another string ensemble. I guess I have to duplicate this. I don't know. I'm kind of confused by contact date, to be honest. They changed things up a little bit, but let's try it like this. You were so good with piano. Thank you. Which piano synthesis? This is Keyscapes. They have this double felt grand piano that they added for free as like an additional download. So when you update it, you get all these cool felt piano settings. Maybe we keep the G going. Like that. Pizzicato kind of works better with the felt. What's that? Isn't that a Panic at the Disco song? That's like 15 years old now or something. I had to think about that for some reason. Oh, it's Fall Out Boy? Okay. Oh, never mind. All right. Maybe we I kind of was enjoying some of the progressions I was playing though on the piano, so maybe I just record some random stuff here and throw it in the sketch journal and save it, and then we can move on to something else. I think we do it without the strings. Particularly love those tritone chord progressions. Just been a sucker for that stuff lately. But yeah, let's just jam something out, and in the similar vein to what I was just doing, and then we'll move on to something more concrete instead of just sketching random stuff. It's Maroon 5? It's, why did I actually believe you for a sec? like that at the end there. The cool stuff. I like that. Well, let's save this as a sketch journal entry, and I think I want to go back to Superpower. I was making some progress on that track, so what is it? 1st February sketch journal entry. Let's go. 0203 2026. So this is like some kind of I don't know, classical felt piano drum and bass. I don't know. That's the genre. That's not the song title, by the way. That's just the genre name. I write sins, not tragedies, yeah? That sounds about right. All right, we're going back to Superpower. Let's see where things are at with this bad boy. I had some thoughts for the arrangement of this track, but I'm going to ignore that for the time being and just try to listen to where things are at the moment. This might be a little bit louder than what I was just working on, as a heads up, but I don't think it's that much louder. Well, it might be a bit louder. I think I still am a ways away from kind of nailing what this should sound like, but it feels, I don't know, there's some things that are not working right now, but I think I'm making progress on it. It's I think the idea is there roughly. I just want more convincing like sound design and mixing. Whoa. The hell? I'm not sure exactly what to do at the moment. So let's see what the second half here sounds like if I just copy over some of these little reverse reverb thingies. curious. This feels like a really good like way to create tension for the second build. But I actually think that the other stuff I might consider as an intro in this section here. Let's call this second build here, and let's look down at this. I wonder how I should do this. I need to create a new little work area in here. Let's just add like 100 measures here, and then we'll just copy paste this melody section from here to here and throw it over here and try to understand whether this could work as an intro. I'll grab this stuff here because I think this is part of kind of what I was thinking about a little bit. This could very well not work out at all, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of maybe starting with some kind of like some of this ARPy stuff. Not this. This is obviously not ARPing. Hold on. Let's move this over. So maybe it would just start with the voice. I just feel like there's a different sound that could work a lot better for this particular section here. Let's just mute this. There's a certain sound that I'm just going to use for the time being that I know I like, but it might take me a second to find. Let's go. Serum 2. What is it? Definitive Collection. What is it called? Or is it? Is it this one? Yeah. I think this one could be nice. Okay, let's go into this audio here and see if we can... It's kind of panned a little bit, which is not exactly what we want, but... I think it's because I was performing it like on my keyboard, so it's not quantized. But we can just find one hit to just repeat here, something like this. Let's try it like that. And then I think we want to shorten it a little bit as well. Go like this maybe, and then copy paste. Start with that. Let's go like that. Do this and then that, and then here, and then copy, and here we go. Not crazy about that. Maybe we can go like this. No, a little bit like that instead. I feel like there's a command to replace the audio the way that I'm doing it right now that I just don't know. But whatever, this is fine. So that's obviously too much stuff happening right off the bat. But I was kind of thinking, like, what if the melody happened without the chords here? It would be a little strange. And then the chords could reveal, like, the full context of the melody. Let's... Wait, why is it all messed up now? The phrasing is kind of weird for some reason. I don't know. It's kind of a... I feel super not convinced by it, but some part of me is telling me to just keep working on it. Try to see if I can explore it some more. So let's see. I think I want this to be repeated once more, so let's add some measures here. 8 measures, copy this. Copy this. Okay. Okay, and then where's the piano? I think this could potentially help as well. So it's definitely, I'm just going to keep working on it to give it a fair shot. I'm not really feeling it right now, but it's just how it be. Let's copy this over here. Copy this once more as well. We can always trim this down if it feels like the arrangement is working, but is just taking too long to get to the point. So let's take a look at this over here. Okay, let's remove this last chord here. Double check any sustained pedal automation, which is definitely here. There we go. And then we'll take this away. Okay, and then where's all the other intro stuff that I had over here? Where is it? I'm also thinking maybe this happens 50% less often. I don't know why I phrased it like that. Okay, let's duplicate this over like this. I don't know. It obviously, like, I like the writing, but it does feel strange to me to start an idea like that or start a track like that. So whatever. I'm just gonna add a key thing, whatever it's called. What is it called? A locator. Alternate intro question mark. And we'll just leave it at that. Let's go back to this section here. I think I do want to at least copy over this little vocal thing I did here. That sounds a bit better than what this thing is doing. Same with this ARP. I don't really like how this sounds there, so let's grab this ARP instead. Where's that string coming from? Okay, here we go. Hey y'all, hope you're doing well. Martin, I am doing well. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Do you do most of your work on streams, or are there big bursts of mining off camera? It's definitely both. Really just depends. Like, a lot of times, phone on. I don't know if you stream as well, but I find that, you know, I can't do 100% of what I want to do live, just because the psychology behind my creativity just changes when I'm streaming. So sometimes I just feel like, I don't know, for some reason I'm like forcing things or doing something different, and then it takes me a while to realize, and then I'll be like, I'm gonna call it here, and then I'll kind of pick it back up on my own when I don't feel like, anyone's observing my top secret workflow. But no, I mean, I don't know. It's more of a psychological thing. If I could stream my entire workflow, maybe I would, but it's just that sometimes you gotta be. You need the privacy, to like maybe take bigger risks or I don't know, experiment with things that don't feel like they have as much immediate value or immediate interest for viewers. Not that like every streamer, including myself, does that somehow. I mean, like, I do plenty of stuff that's really boring to watch, but you get my point, I think. So okay, it'd be cool if maybe this is where it transitions into like the new build. Where's that? Here? I love that. I wonder how this sounds. I'm curious. What does this section sound like with some of the drop drums? Instead of just like the offbeat clap thing. Let's just do a random little experiment with that here. Octave lower. I don't know. I'm having a hard time understanding how to arrange everything post first drop, or like post second verse, actually, is what I'm thinking. I'm having a lot of these ideas that aren't fitting neatly into the structure right now. Why don't we just add some extra measures here? We're just gonna act like that section isn't gonna happen and keep letting this build evolve. And some kind of additional snare roll here or something. So another thought I had is that maybe for the second drop, instead of doing the kind of like eighth note thing, maybe we do something sustained. So, whoops, what did I just copy paste there? Did I not get the right section? We'll grab the drop and just throw that right here. And okay, let's try to let's just legato this. See what it sounds like. I think it could be cool, actually. Maybe there are different types of breaks. So instead of like the little eighth note breaks, maybe you could go like I'm trying to kind of sing it a little bit in my head so I can know how to program this. Maybe just, I don't know, let's see. Why did that vocal not copy over? I thought. Am I tripping? Oh, there we go. Another thing I was thinking about is some kind of like vocal chop. I really like when vocal chops kind of like repeat periodically in a drop. There's something about like hearing the texture of the voice continuing in some kind of rhythmic way. Let's see. Maybe we can copy this granulator and just start from scratch and experiment with some chops here. Oh. Wait, no, I did that right. there's some little things here and there that sound kind of cool. There's some way. Oh, key. Defines how much key tracking will affect grain position. Yeah, that's cool. I wonder how I avoid it from repitching. I know there's a setting for that, but where do I do this? Note PB defines how much note pitch bend LFO. Will affect grain position. I don't want that. Classic loop cloud variation LFO filter frequency. Transpose the pitch of the instruments and semitones. No. Velocity, how much velocity affects grain. Defines how much pressure will affect grain position. Let's see. Hold. When active, notes keep playing also after releasing. No. A mono mode or new MIDI note will choke a previously played note. That's kind of cool. Okay, well, let's just remove that for now. I'm just going to Google that another time. I do like just kind of holding certain notes, especially with this more sustained drop idea here. I can't decide what to go for like maybe more of a quarter note type thing or a sustained like vocal chop that repeats with the bass sound. So like so if I did like the quarter note type thing, I could go like this. Versus yeah, I'm not sure. I could try to just like lay out both the framework for both of those and see which one I like better. Okay. The thing that I like about this is it kind of helps ground it adds another element that's kind of grounding the metronome, while the bass pattern is the element that's kind of like the outlier. could be kind of cool going into the melody section, maybe.
Are these choices mine, or are they all just made for me?
Oh yeah, I gotta get rid of the sustain automation there. Boom. Okay, let's keep the vocal thing going there for a little bit longer. Forgot about experimenting with the beat repeat a little bit. Kind of cool actually on the drop bass. I have no idea why it's so swung sounding. I was actually purposefully trying to get it on grid. It's kind of interesting, but it's definitely not what I was going for. Might be kind of cool to record some of these different beat repeat like just even maybe just for reference in the future to like get some direction or some additional ideas for like fills or rhythms. I don't know. Kind of crazy sounding, but there's some cool stuff going on in there. Totally not annoying at all. Pretty cool. What if should we just like record some random stuff from here? I feel like let's just record some of this. Around 97 is that group, the drop bass group here. Let's just record some stuff. Maybe we'll use some of it. Maybe not. some interesting stuff in there. Some of those little stutters could be really cool to use. I actually like the down. That one's got like a nice articulation to it. I mean, it's just chopping the audio, obviously. I mean, we could just render this to audio and chop it on our own, like manually, but it's kind of nice to just have a plugin to kind of do the chopping for you in a way. I don't know. Maybe we could try to throw this before the drop, see what it sounds like. It's kind of cool. We could high pass this a bit. Let's try that. And then these areas where it starts feeling a bit static, maybe this would be a good place to try to experiment with some of these repeats. Like that. That one's crazy, but it might give us some ideas on what to do here. Yeah, not really crazy about that one, but let's keep looking. Maybe like something like this, get the downbeat, and then that didn't sound very good. Didn't really like that either, to be honest. Try that, maybe? Nah, I don't know. It's not adding that much to the track at the moment, but I think in general I do like the idea of the second drop though being a little bit more sustained. I think that'll still be cool to do that. Let's add a little pitch drop here. MIDI control pitch bend. Where was I think there was one articulation for that first whatever that chord is, the E flat major, I think. This one's cool. I like this one. Why don't we try using that? See if there's maybe another. Okay, well, I'm kind of tired of hearing this drop, to be honest. I think for this version of the drop, I do need to keep that downbeat, a fill sound, most likely. I don't know exactly what for the second time, but for now I'm just going to copy paste that sound over. I'm gonna throw an LFO on here. Oh wait, do I not have an LFO Max for Live device? I think I. I don't know why I don't mess with Max for Live stuff more often. Okay, that doesn't sound very good. But anyways, honestly, I think I might kind of call it here for today. I think I need to get outside and breathe some fresh air and not be indoors for a moment. I feel like my getting to kind of like a point of depreciating returns a little bit at the moment. But I will be live Thursday again as per usual. I apologize about Sunday. I feel like, obviously taking breaks and all, nothing wrong with that, but I didn't really give people much of a heads up, so sorry about that. But I'll be back Thursday, 1 p.m. CDT as per usual. And thanks for coming to hang out. I appreciate it. It's nice to be back in the swing of things, and I'll make sure that Thursday will be a more normal 3-hour stream length. Outside is always a good call, yeah. Face sweeper, love me some phasers. Yeah, thanks for coming to join Phone. I'm surprised you managed to sit through the grueling nonsense process of my stream. The tough thing is about watching musician streamers is that like sometimes you want to work on music at the same time, but it just gets in the way. It can inspire you to see someone do something that like, oh, that's cool, let me try that. Then you got to turn it off to focus on your own thing. Anyways, appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate all of you for being here, and I'll be back on Thursday. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, y'all. See you later.
Do you hear what I hear? Do you care if I care? Do you know what I know? Do we know what we share? Do you hear what I hear? Do you care if I care? Do you know what I know? Do we know what we share? Do you don't you? Don't you? Don't you? What we share.